It is a privilege and an honor for me today to address Centennial's 55th graduating class on one of the most important days of their lives. You are now a graduate of Centennial College. You chose a program, made a commitment in these challenging times, completed the program, and today you can finally say, I did it, I graduated. Well done. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the amazing faculty and support staff who have guided you through your experience with Centennial College. And I wish you all the best of luck in all your future endeavors.
Graduates and guests, it's now my honor to introduce Centennial College's 7th President and CEO, Dr. Craig Stevenson. Ever since joining Centennial in 2008, Craig's focus has been firmly upon our students. He has tailored services and programs to strengthen their success, advocated for those underrepresented in post-secondary education, and ultimately sought to ensure that students reach their full potential. In response to COVID-19, his attention not only extended to launching an ambitious transformation plan, but also focusing the college's resources on the communities that we serve, supporting frontline health workers, promoting food security, contributing to local economic recovery initiatives, and in collaboration with the Scarborough Health Network, hosting one of the GTA's busiest vaccine centers. An inclusive and collaborative leader, Dr. Stevenson is recognized for creating safe spaces for open and creative dialogue, inviting colleagues to inject their own color and ideas into the template, and leveraging the exceptional talents of multidisciplinary teams to offer students an unparalleled learning experience. And we mustn't forget, of course, his trademark enthusiasm, which you are about to witness. So graduates and guests, please join me in welcoming Centennial College's President and CEO, Dr. Craig Stevenson.
Good morning. Come on, we can do better than that. Now, I want you to soak this moment in, to look around you. For the first time in 3 years, we are together. No computer screens, no keyboards,
Yes,
no being put on mute.
that's right.
And for some of you, this actually might be your very first time on campus. So throughout today's ceremony, I want you to applaud, I want you to cheer, I want you to holler. Come on! Do it with mindfulness and be ever so aware of this momentous
That's
occasion.
right.
The bagpipes that commence proceedings, the formal procession of fellow graduates, faculty and guests, the supportive presence of family, friends, staff and professors, and not to forget, of course, the numerous selfies that you'll be taking today. Am I right? You're going to be taking a lot of selfies?
That's right.
So, would you mind, could I take a selfie to send to my mother? Can I do a selfie with you right now?
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, that's fun. It's so hilarious.
Thank you so much.
That's
Thank you
different.
for indulging me.
That was nice.
I need to take one of those exercise programs, don't I? But today, it's not just any day, is it? It's your day. You have just completed a seminal chapter in your lives. And if this was a chapter of a book, what would it say about you?
That's right.
Remembering that this particular chapter has just been written during during an extraordinary time in our history, a global pandemic that has called upon us to pivot and adapt to new ways of learning and working, to confront a sense of isolation and loneliness, and in the case of international students from Ukraine and Russia, to endure a war that as with Afghanistan and Syria and elsewhere, displaced millions and millions of people. Yes. And against such a backdrop, your chapter tells me, the reader, something about who you are as a person, about your resilience, about your determination
That's right.
to succeed,
Yes.
and your unquenchable thirst to support yourself and your loved ones.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
I am, yes, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. And remember, this is a chapter that you have written. You've written this. Centennial may have provided the resources, but you wrote and played out the script.
That's
A
right.
script that speaks to the fortitude you demonstrated at times of stress.
That's right.
The courage you revealed at moments of self-doubt, and
That's
the wisdom you found from within when critical decisions about your future had to be made.
Yes.
A script that speaks to the tremendous array of skills that you've honed, or even discovered at Centennial. Technical, leadership, and soft skills, which will enable you to wield tremendous impact. Even, I would argue, more powerful than Thor's hammer, Iron Man's inventions, or Black Widow's bracelet. Yes, I've got a 10-year-old and we're watching all the Avenger movies, so he asked me to get that in. And a script that strengthens your confidence and fuels the momentum for the next extraordinary chapter of your life. And if you were to write that next chapter, what would it read like? Now there's an essay question for you, and you thought your assignments were finished, didn't you? Yes. Well, as you're thinking about that next assignment, and you contemplate the next chapter, and navigate the opportunities and the challenges, we've got to define our new normal in a post-COVID world. And I urge you to hold fast to all that you've learned and experienced over the past 2.5 years. And perhaps, just perhaps, the greatest lesson we've learned is that we do not exist in isolation. We have a fundamental need for this human connection. Our interdependence is woven into every aspect of our daily lives, and our decisions and actions impact those around us. So rather than shy away from this heightened awareness of our vulnerability and interconnectedness, let's embrace it. We need to work with each other, not against each other, to nurture, to guide, and ultimately to pull each other up the ladder, not push each other off as we race ahead. Acknowledging too that we're only human, we all make errors and misjudgments, and will no doubt at some point fall short of others' expectations. We may say the wrong thing out of ignorance rather than malice, make a decision with all the right intentions, but without the benefit of hindsight, or do something where assumptions are made and the wrong conclusions drawn. And you know, these moments are going to happen. They're going to happen to you, they're going to happen to me, your family, your friends, and they're going to happen in your workplace too. And when they do, I want you to remember this moment, your graduation day. Have as your North Star a goal to create the community we all deserve. Be a force for greater good, and focus on what really, really matters. Speaking out strongly against discrimination, speaking out strongly against injustice and speaking out strongly against malpractice, and amplifying the voices of those who are not being heard.
That's right.
Remember Michelle Obama's famous line? When they go low,
We go high.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. Well, there's no more important time within our world than now for us to remember her plea. Be front and centre. Be the gracious leader your parents and your grandparents have taught you to be. And let's make a greater effort to take the high road and listen more intently and strive for deeper understanding. Because our survival of a species depends on our ability to work together, not against each other, each doing our vital part to build communities without distinctions, inequities and ill will. Fair, inclusive and welcoming spaces where all can thrive and experience a powerful sense of purpose and belonging. Thank you.
That's right.
Thank you. During the past 2.5 years, I've caught glimpses, and I'm sure you have too, of what that looks like. I've seen animals present in spaces and heard nature's sounds in moments that pre-pandemic I'd have never encountered. I breathed air that was all the less polluted as a result of reduced emissions. I have witnessed communities come together to confront and tackle racism head-on and to rally, raise funds and do whatever they can for those displaced by war and calamity. I've been inspired by personal acts of kindness, generosity and caring. And as Dr. Acorn expanded upon, the heroic efforts of frontline workers and community members who continue to reinforce my belief in our capacity to do so much good for others. In a post-COVID world, possibilities abound. Now, I have to say, forgive me, I'm not trying to downplay the losses experienced during the pandemic and the challenges that lie ahead.